Hey guys, this is Royce from Pedal on Metal. Today I'm going to go over just briefly how I detail some of these 1/18th scale cars. So if you get one such as this one here, you buy it off eBay or whatever, and it's used and it has dust in the interior, or the paint is just dull on it, which most of these older, this is a Barago, most of them just they look, the paint doesn't pop, or might have some nibs on it on the paint. And so we'll briefly go over some quick detailing tips. Just lost my train of thought there, but anyway, what I like to use is just basic stuff I have in the garage already. I use Meguiar's quick detailer spray, Meguiar's cleaner / wax, which is great all-purpose, and for the plastic windshields I use Brilliant Eyes, which I don't know how hard this is to find in most places, so you might just stick with the quick detailer you can use on the clear glass as well, and that's no big deal. You're going to need plenty of Q-tips. I like to use the small popsicle sticks sometimes to get in nooks and crannies with like a towel or a paper towel wrapped around the stick, and then get in little spaces, and a couple detailing rags you'll need. But it's most people have this stuff already at their house, so this is nothing exotic. Sometimes if it's really bad, go ahead and use an air compressor, or you can even go to your sink and wash the car out in the sink. I've done that tons of times. Just go ahead and try to get the majority of the dust out of the little spaces. That doesn't seem to really be doing much, so we're not going to bother with that. So shake up this good. Don't need too much of it. And then I just get in here with Q-tips and go ahead and start cleaning. This one probably would have been easier to take to my shop sink and just go ahead and stick it in the sink and wash it out. And that sounds bad, but it's actually the easiest way is just to get it under rinsing the water, and just keep rinsing it out, because it's not really going to rust on you. Nothing. There's so much plastic on many of these that it won't hurt it. You just got to watch some of these older ones that have the some of these decals on the dashboards. You got to watch that. You don't want to ruin it. But I've used that method plenty of times and it worked fine, especially down in here. This fender here is going to be tough, but the Q-tip there actually got in there. But like I said, I'm just going to go over this very briefly. Interior already looks a lot better. The seats. The other thing I like to use is, if I can find my brush, my daughter keeps walking off with stuff, but I like to use a broad brush to get into in these nooks and crannies, and that might work well for you. And then go ahead and push the thick and blow on like the wheels there. It works great for these spoked wheels, this brush, to get all the dust out. But we'll move on here to get some A little bit of wax here going. These Q-tips work good too for just put a little bit of wax on your rag or whatever, and your fingertips. Don't be shy. Don't be scared to get it on your fingers. You can just use your fingertip to. I know, like Zymol wax, when you buy that, I think that at least the instructions on that used to be you'd apply that with your hands to an actual car. I don't know if it's still that way or not, but you know, obviously you don't want to have rings and watches on there. It's going to get against your car. But I used to think that was kind of funny too. But when you think about it, it really works fine to use your fingertips or your palm of your hand to, if you have to. And this is that cleaner wax from Meguiar's is great stuff. I mean, whenever Target puts it on sale, because for whatever reason people don't buy detailing stuff at Target. I don't know why. I guess no one wants to clean their Honda Pilot or whatever. So I just look for it, and it's always, they run it on sale there at the end of the season, going into winter. And I usually get a bottle of that for $2 or $3 off. But yeah, that looks awesome there. I mean, this is real smooth here on the fender. It's probably hard to tell that on film, but compared to this fender, it's got a rough finish. If you have any really, really bad spots, you can go over. There's a nib there. Some of these bubbles, I don't think I would attempt to sand out. But if you have like a 1200 grit sandpaper, you can go over some of them if you're brave. But if it's one you're not sure about the thickness of the paint, I would not attempt it. Let's get this strap out of the way. Sometimes it's just not worth it to ruin something if you're unsure about the thickness of the paint. You can see how dirty this is. I can see it's very dirty, the paint. Now this car's been was sitting on my dad's shelf probably for 30 years. Wow. Yeah, it looks a lot better. I mean, you can see how dirty the towel got. And you can see how cloudy the windshield is. Like I said, you can try just a little bit of this Meguiar's quick detailer on the windows and chrome. It won't hurt anything. Now, if you're not getting any results, then you might want to move on and try something else. Like this Brilliant Eyes stuff works awesome, but it's hard to find. Let's see if we can get this chrome clean. This is also the cleaner / wax from Meguiar's here on the top of the radiator. I'm gonna see how that. Yeah, look at that. That really made that pop there. It's doing a smaller scale. This is really bad here. The headlights were really. This one here is all. You can see how dull they are. Some of these pieces you can feel they're pretty brittle, so you gotta be careful not to knock anything off. So I think that looks better already. The front there, this fender looks pretty good, and briefly just went over the top of the hood. We'll do one door panel quick here. There were some odd spots there. I don't know what those look like, mold spots or something there. It's gross down in there. There's all kinds of crap down in the nooks there. And also, I take my fingernail and I'm kind of running into the door line. Which the other thing you could do, I don't want to do it on this car here, but there's a fine Sharpie marker. A lot of times I'll take a fine marker and go in and detail these door lines to give depth, because it looks cheesy the way it is there. And some of these $10 cars like this, you can really fix them up nice. Or if you have any kind of a wash, like something like this from AK Interactive, you can go in some of the nooks and crannies of the engine and soup it up, make it look a lot better. Just it makes things pop that otherwise looks pretty cheesy. Well, it didn't take those. There's some spots here. Didn't really take them off. So that's where you could probably get in there with like 1200 grit sandpaper and go over it. I'm not going to do that right now. Maybe on another video. Maybe on another video I could do that. I mean, these, you can see how dirty it's making the Q-tip, so. But I mean, if you don't want to buy a whole lot of products, I would suggest at least get the quick detailer, and then you can use it on your own car. This is the large size, the 32 ounce. Spray this wheel down and kind of buff over it. Sometimes these seats, after they dry, when you do the detailing spray on them, you'll see the dust will come right back. So you may have to really get in and scrub with a brush. And kind of try to get that out of there. This works good around the steering wheel too, the brush, and down around the shifters. And the trans tunnel there, usually dust collects down in there. So there you have it. That's just the basics to try to get it back to being presentable. So if you have any questions or comments, just let me know, and maybe I'll do one on paint correction sometime. But this is just for majority of people out there just want to try to get their car or cars cleaned up. Alright, well, thanks for checking it out, and let me know what you think. If you have any questions or comments, or suggestions. Everybody does things, you know, their own way, so this may not be for everybody, but for me, it's just, like I said, just even these 2 or 3 products is enough, and some compressed air. If you have an air compressor nearby that you can shoot air in and clean the dust out of the nooks and crannies first. Or like I said, if you have a soft bristle brush and you want to take it to in your slop sink and wash it, there's nothing wrong with that. I've done that plenty of times and they come out actually pretty decent. Alright, well thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you guys later. Alright, bye now.